Our beginning. Our story starts with the lovable Thurman Langley. He's a police officer who you will see very shortly just so happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Alrighty, quick preface for anyone who doesn't know what's going on. This is the Day 1 mod challenge. This was a ton of fun. It is basically Day 1 of the apocalypse. Civilians turning against each other, guns going off in the streets, chaos ensuing, bombs dropping. It's literally anything you could probably imagine what would happen on Day 1 of the zombie apocalypse. Awesome mod. Y'all should go check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description if you'd be interested in downloading it, playing it for yourselves, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoy the video, and be sure to stick around. There's a sneak peek at the end, for a different playthrough. With all that said, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye. Alrighty, Zomboid contestants, on to our first question. What is behind door number 1? A, nothing, or B, hostile bandit? Oh, it's actually the hidden answer, C, certain death. With only moments to think, the only option I really had was trying to run past them as fast as I could. And as you can see, that didn't get me far. Yep, here we go. The nice little trip into death. Lovely. Poor Thurman Langley. Rest in peace, buddy. But, this terrible performance of 13 in-game minutes. This isn't real life. 13 in-game minutes and 43 seconds. That's probably like maybe 3 minutes in-game. I don't really know the Zomboid conversion schedule, but you can see we're like a couple minutes into the video, so yeah. It didn't go well. And with this terrible performance, it was on to attempt number 2. Meet Bonesy F. Very fashionable, very thoughtful, and very demure. For Bonesy, we start like all normal spawns usually go in a house. And of course, my first plan of action is to get a hold of a weapon. At this point in the video, I had no idea just how crazy it would get, but thankfully the kitchen had a frying pan I could equip myself with. And after a quick survey of my surroundings, I decided to give another house one more check for maybe a gun, a better weapon, some common sense. But to my dismay, I ended up not finding any of those and getting easily distracted by horns in the distance. I of course had to go see what all the commotion was about. And just like that, we make our way towards the chaos that will soon ensue. Finding my first signs of life as well, as you shortly see. I thought this would be a good opportunity for some team-ups. However, I quickly found out that with the amount of zombies and noise these survivors were making, this wasn't going to be possible. But seeing a survivor with a gun gave me the bright idea to arm myself, or at least attempt to. As you can see here, I'm just looping the zombies and trying to pick up the gun to no avail. So I had the bright idea, hey look, the survivors are here. Why don't I take these zombies right next to them? Have them fight them. Yeah, this backfired immediately. Got bit once, and not just once. Look at this. 2 times. Couldn't have met a more unlucky man than I. And unfortunately, y'all didn't see it, or maybe y'all did for a brief second. I actually did get bitten. I think it was a bite and a scratch, so things weren't looking good at this point. With no bandages and little left to lose, I grabbed that gun that I had wanted and decided if I'm dying, so is anyone I see. And that may or may not have included a fellow survivor. Or maybe I was trying to defend them, kill the zombie. You guys decide. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. But either way, we now died. Or survived, however you want to look at it. Glass half full, glass half empty. For 1 in-game hour. We killed 1 zombie. And I think 1 human. So, if you want to count the kills as 2. Anyways, it was an improvement from the 13 minutes before. It wasn't that much, but hey, we take what we can. After this very sad attempt and me seeing just how much chaos was ensuing with the firefighters, this cook-looking bitch shooting a gun, and just everything going on right now, we were on to attempt number 3. After that second sad attempt, I decided for attempt number 3, I would use the same character. As he is my basic, to-go template, I just took off his goggles. Alright, a whole different guy. But this time, we had a new start. And that was on the side of a building. So of course my first plan of action was to loot the first apartment I saw, but remembering how our lovely Thurman Langley met his end, followed by the knocking at the doors, I decided I would leave immediately. After grabbing the can opener, of course. Priorities, am I right? After being jump scared by a fellow survivor, which happens quite a few times surprisingly, I couldn't believe my eyes. These motherfuckers were, I don't know what the programming was or what happened here. They were fucking jumping off and breaking their legs, killing themselves, or even worse. With quick haste, I fucking fled below as fast as I could to the gunfire and mess of survivors that were everywhere. Still, with no weapon in hand though, the screams of agony and shots echoing. Thankfully I found a broom on a dead fellow survivor, and that, yeah, lasted me about 5 seconds. Unable to be the hero I wanted to be, I fled like a bitch into the alleyway guarded by gunmen and survivors, which led me to my next weapon, the beloved table leg. Freaked out by all the commotion, I decided I would enter the nearby building, safe from the outside, and watch the chaos unfold before my very eyes. And oh boy did it unfold. This is like the stuff you see in nightmares. You know that old "let me in" meme? That was what popped into my head as I watched this poor survivor look me in my eyes as he gets mauled by zombies. I'm so sorry I'm laughing. That isn't funny. Why are you laughing? Yeah, the poor guy didn't stand a chance. The barricaded building, he looked me in my eyes. I was the last thing he saw before he got brutally mauled. As it turns out though, this building wasn't as safe as I thought it was, as 2 zombies come strolling in, followed by another. With no actual secondary escape in this building, I of course leave immediately to check out what looks like a more secure building, I think, next door, that actually had survivors, surprisingly. But of course, by the time I came in, the mauling had already begun, with 1 death, followed by the "fuck you, I'm out the window" survivor. Funny enough, the zombie actually chased right after that bitch, which I think the group killed it. I'm not too sure. I don't see a dead body below when I do go into the alleyway. But of course, after a quick snack break, you know, we out to the streets again. Meeting new friendlies, I decided I liked my odds best with the armed group of police, which in our first encounter didn't go so bad. I thought, hey, you know, we killed this little group, we got whatever comes next. It doesn't play out like that. And yeah, unfortunately, the only enemy here wasn't just the zombies, as I just accidentally fucking bitch smacked the fucking police officer. I was trying to help him. Alright, this one, I wasn't being a fucking devious murderer. I was legit trying to help him. And honestly, I was scared he was going to try to shoot me. But thankfully, he was friendly and so just trying to kill the zombies. And then these 2 fucking track stars come out of nowhere wearing fucking hot pink. But, you know, it doesn't matter to me. Just whatever help we can get is great. And unfortunately, shortly after, the only other police officer does meet his end. With my police group fallen, I tried my best to hold the street with what few survivors were left. And then, this fucking random ass naked chick came out of nowhere. I don't know where she came from, what she is, like if this is a bug or part of the mod actually. And this one definitely had to be like a druggie or something, because as soon as they came in, they were yelling, shouting words, aiming nightsticks like it was a fucking gun. And just like that, within a few minutes, this alleyway was just overrun. I didn't want to take my chances. I wanted to actually survive longer than fucking with the 1 hour and, you know, whatever couple minutes I did the last one. So, of course, me just looping and killing whatever zombies I could. It unfortunately got to a point where I did just have to leave. Every single survivor I was meeting met their fate within a few seconds. And then, even worse, before I could leave, I get bit. Thankfully, he just tears a hole in my clothing, because I could have just died right there. I could have actually gotten a bite mark. So, with that, and me shitting my pants a little bit, I knew it was time for me to actually leave. There's the AC-130. Good old fucking thing. So with that, third or fourth fucking strafing run, I was able to run and find a big conjoined glass building with a few survivors who wanted to check the inside. So I helped clear out whatever zombies were here. And then I thought, hey, you know what? If these survivors want to go check this building, I'll give it a check. But right after that, the building next door, I thought could have been a very nice base. It had a metal fence perimeter, a few stories, and when I went inside, it had a couple of basic living amenities, such as like the couches to sleep on. It's got a TV, you know. Obviously, we're in the beginning of the Horde, so we still got power and water. And it turns out it was actually the Raven Creek Bank. And in my attempt to seek refuge from the chaos ensuing outside, I of course was greeted by a very lovely group of zombies. Equipped to deal with them, or so I thought, I ended up retreating outside because not a single, and I'm telling you, this was insane. I had like aiming, what was it, like 3 or something? Not a single bullet kills any of these zombies in my whole 8-round magazine. Not a single one. In my retreat, I thought I'd spark up a fight with these cooks right here outside. And unfortunately, the Zomboid gods didn't like me zombie dropping these motherfuckers. So they decided to drop fucking tear gas on me. Or something. I'm not too sure what the mod is or what exactly that is. I'm gonna assume it's tear gas because this made my character drunk and sick. So I then take a moment to breathe and reassess my situation. Because my main plan right now is that I really wanted to secure and stay inside this bank. So that was the plan I was going to stick to. Sneaking around and viewing the carnage from the second story was honestly all I could do at this point. That is, until the bombs started falling. And hearing the echoing of bombs inside the building is fucking terrifying. Just like another level of like, holy shit in Project Zomboid, because that's just something you'd never fucking experience. So scared my building was hit, I checked outside to make sure it doesn't have any damages, and thankfully it doesn't. But I do find a friend, or I try to find a friend, rather. And then this motherfucker breaks one of my windows trying to kill a zombie. There's fucking doors, dude. There was already a broken window. He's like, nah, fuck this window in particular. So, as a vengeful measure, per se, I may have taken his life. With the bombing and gun run still continuing, I see the very next building to me burning down before my very eyes. Not only that, but that death trap building still had a fucking horde inside. At this point, things were looking as grim as possible. Seeing the flashing of bomb drops, knowing that these explosions were close, I retreated back into my bank for safety, but it was only for a moment. I'm not really too sure what I was thinking going right outside. I think maybe I thought I'd be safer with this firing squad of military men or something, or maybe that I could arm myself even more. So that's kind of what I did, you know, killing zombies, bringing them towards them so we can get some kills. But thankfully, while I was out here, I did find a large backpack on, I'm not too sure if they were good or bad people at this point. After trying to deal with what zombies I could, I led the remaining to the firing squad so I could grab the backpack. Well, I don't know. Also maybe causing one to die and grabbing the weapon too, you know. Whoopsies. But of course, you remember that nearby building horde? Yeah, they wanted to pay a visit to us with all our noise. And not only that, but the bombs continued to fall in the city, and unfortunately, those fucking assholes bombed my bank. I killed a man for that bank, and now it was burning up before my very eyes. I took a man's life with a nightstick in that bank, just for it to get bombed and burned. With nowhere left to go, and the firing squad mostly dead, it was time to get moving. Again. After grabbing what guns and mags I could, I killed off what few zombies remained before leaving the area for good. Which led us to this lovely place, the Crossroads Mall. This place was not as good as I thought it'd be, but I decided a building is better than no building, especially when bombs are dropping outside. You know, you never know. So, clearing out the zombies here was relatively easy. And I thought I'd at least loot the hallway for, you know, whatever supply material items would be there. And what do you know? one of our first boxes, we find a sledgehammer, a pretty rare item. So I was actually very happy with this because here in northern Raven Creek, a lot of buildings are like barred off. So having one of these meant I can go into those buildings, meant I can possibly make a base in one of those buildings, etc. With bombs falling mere feet away from me, I decided to run down the street in search of a home. Thankfully, I found a nice apartment complex. Before entering, I actually met up with a group of friendlies armed with guns, which honestly at first I was nervous they were trying to kill me, but after moving around them and them not looking at me, I realized we were cool. I think survivors just like to aim their weapons in directions of zombies or something. I'm not too sure. But with that, we broke into the first floor, which was unfortunately bombed and burned away in some areas. So that was obviously not ideal. But with me still hopeful, I thought we'd check the second floor to see if that was any better. It unfortunately wasn't either. Some areas were good in the second story, but of course, you know, the important part like the kitchen and the restroom were burnt down. So I thought, hey, maybe if some of that can survive, I can check the third floor. Maybe that third floor is good. And to my surprise, it was actually clear from zombies. Nothing was burned down. So after turning on the lights, turning on the TV, and organizing my inventory, it felt good to have an actual moment of peace as the action was dying down for the night. Or so I thought. It doesn't. It gets worse. And when it gets worse, you'll think, oh, that's bad. It can't get worse than that. It gets worse. Every single time, it gets worse and worse and worse. I hate to be the just keep watching guy, but just keep watching and you'll see what I mean. And with that, I sleep and wake up with what could maybe be 5 to 7 in the morning with the sun still hidden by a thunderstorm. And my fellow survivors are gone, or at least I thought they were, until I hear these shots ring out, which of course send me into high alert mode. I didn't know if we're being raided, are there zombies, like what's going on? Are my friends turning against me? But after leaving my new home, I'm of course greeted with a zombie. Fearing that there are more below, I slowly start making my way downstairs, and I quickly come back up as I'm greeted with a bunch of loony looking hospital patients. And oh boy, this wasn't just one or two. There were like 5 to 6 of these motherfuckers down there. And after hearing more gunfire, I was hoping they'd be able to last. Because I had a plan here, alright? I barricaded my front door because, you know, I didn't want them coming in here messing up my home or stealing my loot, anything like that. I decided my best course of action would be adding a rope to descend and clear from the bottom floor upwards. And to be fair, I didn't know if these people were necessarily enemies or if they were just friendly survivors too. But I had barely survived day 1 at this point, and I didn't want to take the chance, alright? You know, you can't really take the chance of getting stabbed to death. After barricading my front door, it was time to add that escape rope, except I forgot one important part. Actually adding the fucking rope. So here I go, falling down like a dumbass from the 3rd story and fracturing my foot. I've never had a fracture in this game before, and I thought it couldn't get any worse than this. I'll let you all in a little secret here. It does. And then, not only that, this one bandit runs outside, literally pushes the zombie out of the way, coming straight for me, and starts beating the shit out of me. Thankfully, he only gets one hit in before playing zombie bait while I bandage up the damage. I was able to turn around and deal with the 2 zombies as well, but at this point, being surrounded by bandits and zombies in nearby buildings, I was scared of even being out here anymore. So it was time to get back inside and clear the building so I can go home. And like I said earlier, if you don't think it can get worse, keep watching. As I make my way inside, thankfully, it looks like the zombies were able to deal with the raiders. But unfortunately, that meant most of my friends were gone too. I didn't hear any more gunshots going off. And on top of all that, I couldn't pick up the damn sofa I used to barricade my door. So I had the genius plan to somehow dig through the ceiling. And then, yeah, you'll see how that goes. Do you hear that plane? Because you're about to see a man's hopes and dreams crushed in an instant. A goddamn nuke. I don't know what it was. There may be no radiation in this game or for this mod, but literally everything in sight was blown to smithereens. the loot I had unpacked, the home I was building, the friends I made, all of it gone. Just like that. And not only that, this meant all zombies that were trapped in this building behind doors, behind rooms, they were after me now. They knew where I was. I heard my gunfire. So here I was, a limping man, looking for ashes, anything of what I had put into these inventory containers. And of course, nothing was left. So of course I killed whatever zombies remained in the apartment building, as my only literal hope right now was hoping that the bomb drop hadn't been too expansive and destroyed a lot of the city. So that was literally the only thing I was clinging on to. And of course, with my one shimmering light of hope, it was quickly snuffed out by the sneakiest zombie known to mankind. I don't know where he came from. I had looked at that area before turning around. And of course, that happens to a man like me. And what do you know? We end up bitten. With every building in sight being reduced to ashes and everything that could have gone wrong go wrong for me, I was now just a man with a death wish who would kill as many zombies as I could before I go from this world. And with a fractured foot, I, unfortunately, was not going very far. And there y'all have it. That was the story of Bonesy F. He survived 1 day and 2 hours, killing 102 zombies. The mod pack is day 1, so does this technically count as a success, guys? You know, I did survive the day. It's called a day 1 mod, you know. Does it work? No? Just me? Okay. Anyways, even if I had miraculously killed this mini horde right here, look at all the attention I had brought. Right here below. Look at that. Some were on fire too. I was beyond dead. Like, just have my grave ready, all right? Send your condolences. I was a dead man. That's what I get for using a gun. That's what I get for jumping out of a window, breaking my foot. I don't know. I tried, and it was fun. This was fun, but really, guys, a fucking nuke. That was a bit extreme, all right? I think it was hard enough without a nuke destroying, you know, whatever the fucking half of the city we were up here. Anyways, you know, if you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching my content. If you enjoy, you know, typical YouTube crap here, alright, show me by liking the video. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe. And if you'd like to see more, drop a comment. You know, I do have another playthrough I want to upload. This one, is still in the editing process, but we did make it a lot farther than here. This mod pack's very fun. I think having NPCs in the game is really cool. Even if it's a bit janky, it's still a very fun experience. It's something new, and that's what I love about Project Zomboid, is there's so much you can do. It's so customizable, and it's the zombie apocalypse how you want it. But I'll leave you with this little teaser, alright? You know, of of what's to come. And then if y'all want to see even more past that, let me know down below. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Goodbye. He's got a plunger!
This is my plane!
Okay, sorry. Whoa, 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 okay. Still people here, got it. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Hey, 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 we can be cool, motherfuckers. Stop it! Go away! Leave me alone! I'm defending myself! I'm defending myself! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh my god, the worst aimers in history right here.